Brandon Overton has explained why he was so mad at Bobby Pierce and threatened payback after he ended up in the wall hard in turn one after the two were racing really hard through 3 and 4, and Bobby was actually able to take that spot from him. Wrote this up over at stockcarreport.com. You can find the link in the description below. So if you don't know what happened on a restart with 23 laps left in the 75-lap feature, Overton and Pierce started side by side behind only leader Jonathan Davenport. Pierce attempted to take the second spot and pin Overton down on the bottom. As they went through turns 3 and 4, Overton made contact with Pierce's car, and Hudson O'Neal was able to get by both of them. As Overton went into turn 1, it appeared as if something broke, and he hit the wall hard in turn 1. He would get hit by Brandon Sheppard and Cody Overton. I think Mike Marlar actually clipped him as well, but we didn't get to see that on camera. Trey Mills would seemingly avoid Overton, but T-boned his brother Cody as he took evasive action to try and avoid Brandon Overton. After he exited his car, Overton threw his helmet at Bobby Pierce, making contact with Pierce's door. He then collected his helmet and confronted Pierce in the hot pit as he was getting his tire changed. Overton leaned into Pierce's window and gave him a piece of his mind. He can be heard saying, as soon as and then I couldn't really understand what he was saying. He says, I'm going to F you up. And then he said, don't you effing. And then again, something I couldn't really understand what he was saying. And then he smacked Pierce on the top of his head as he was pulling himself out of Pierce's window. So that is what happened. Here is a look at it from Flow Racing over on X.
Jonathan Davenport down the back straightaway. Overton looks to the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact with Overton.
So I thought, as I said in a previous video, I think this is totally fine. We see this in dirt late model racing all the time. The guy comes down, tries to pinch off the guy. You see it a lot in defensive maneuvers, especially when the track is kind of one lane, etc. And I thought that's kind of what Pierce was doing right there. Didn't really see any big deal with it. It looks like he might have got Overton a little bit right here. I think they make contact like very briefly, like maybe, let's see here. Like right there, maybe. It's hard to tell if they even make contact. I can't even tell that they do. Obviously, Overton kind of corrects it to angle his car a little bit further down, and I think that maybe changes his entry into the corner. And I think then he kind of slides up into Pierce because he didn't like the way that he kind of came down on him, and he kind of comes up, makes contact with Pierce's left rear there, and that left rear had already been damaged when Ashton Winger kind of gave Pierce a shot in the shorts earlier in the race because he didn't like the way that Pierce was sliding him, and I think that ends up cutting Brandon Overton's right front tire, but it doesn't really go down until he gets into turn 1 here, which we'll see.
Overton looks to the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact with Overton and Pierce. No harm, no foul. We stay clean and green. That was nearly disastrous as Huddy will go to second. Pierce back to third, and hard into the wall.
So there you go. And you kind of see Marlar kind of gets a contact out there. We don't really get to see the hard hit. It was a hard hit. And then obviously Sheppard and Cody Overton come in and give him a big shots too, going there through turn 1. And this is exactly what Overton said. He says, wasn't the smoothest operation tonight. I do appreciate that play on words there. Appreciate 32 owning his mistake post-race, and I always expect him to race me hard, but you don't have to make contact chopping me off and cut down the right front. Again, video, it's really hard to tell if they made contact. And if they did, it was really quick, right? Really slight contact. Didn't like nanosecond, right? Went into 1 after contact and a flat right fenceless, junked the car. Appreciate all the guys busting ass to put this car back together. And sorry to all the folks that got collected in the mess. So Pierce did discuss the incident there with the Flow Racing Night in America broadcast, given the fact that he did indeed win the championship. So he said, I'll have to watch replay, but I bet I just probably didn't leave Brandon enough room down there. And I think he probably thought I was going to the top 2. So he probably wasn't expecting me to run that bottom middle. I was trying to leave him a lane. I told him there, man, all I needed to do was run top 7, and I wasn't trying to wreck you into the wall, but I know he's mad and he has every right to be so. So if so, I'm going to take the blame on that. If he thinks he owes me one, he owes me one. Hopefully we can go to the next one the next time I race him, and we'll be all good. Had to make some dicey moves coming up through the field. I slid Winger 3 or 4 times, not the cleanest slider, and he let me know 1 time. So that's just kind of the things I had to do some of the times coming through the field. Most of my passes were pretty good. So that is what Pierce had to say there. I don't think that Brandon Overton's actions were justified whatsoever. I think he is obviously rightfully mad. That was clearly a hard impact, and I understand why he would be mad and frustrated, but I don't think that it justifies him throwing his helmet and then going into the pit to curse out Bobby Pierce. I just feel like that was a racing deal. I don't think Bobby Pierce was racing him dirty there at all. I feel like that's something we see almost every single night at a dirt late model race. I was just at Cherokee, and that's definitely how guys were running to get around lap cars, especially because the groove was so bottom dominant. When they got to those lap cars, they had to kind of make those big runs going into the corner and then kind of try to chop them off there right inside the corner in order to get that position in and be able to maintain that grip on the bottom of the track and get good drive off so they could make the pass there. And so, again, that's just something I feel like we see all the time in these dirt late model races. I don't really see how that you can interpret that as kind of dirty or not. Even with like the slight contact that was made, I definitely don't think it justifies the reaction that Brandon Overton had there. But I do get why he was mad. I mean, that was an extraordinarily hard lick into the wall, and one would be mad after suffering a lick like that, especially after being involved in a tight, hard race there with Bobby Pierce. Like, I get why you would be mad, but I don't think the way he reacted with that anger was justified whatsoever. But let me know what you guys make of this. I'm sure you guys have your own opinions on this. Do you think Overton was justified in the way he did with the helmet throwing, with the cursing out, etc.? What do you make of his explanation here? Let me know in the comments below.